Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So yesterday I brought Bonnie to Supreme Plus with my free-to-play VN account, and in today's video we're going to talk about some arena performances about Bonnie right now with regards to the normal arena as well as the Supreme arena side. So I got her to Supreme Plus and set her as the defense right here, as you guys can see. So if we run through some of the replays, I actually attacked with her today as well. So if you take a look at the defensive side, right, if you see this damage number, Bonnie destroying the competition, beating out the opponent's Lily May right here, and beating out my own Lily May as well. And then if we go into this one, we lost this one, but if you take a look at the damage number, I think Bonnie probably got snapped off, but she did decently well in terms of damage output as well. And then if we were to scroll up, even more damage records of Bonnie just defeating Lily May, which is one of the strongest damage dealer right now. So let's go into this one for example, and as you guys can see, really big numbers itself. So Bonnie in general, I think in the PvP side is definitely a really high potential unit right now, at least just simply from the damage compartment, and there is a lot of synergy for her kit in the meta right now. Number one, her second skill, Decaying Reach, is actually really powerful in a PvP setting because it's easy for you to actually proc the maximum enhancement almost immediately at the start of battle with multiple meta units right now, such as the likes of Iron, such as the likes of Lily May, and even the likes of Fresto. There's a whole bunch of really good magical attackers that just synergizes with this skill really well, and even the likes of Viperion, which is able to send out the Vipers at the start of battle to do damage over time to the enemy, is able to allow this Decay's Reach to reach the maximum trigger as fast as possible. And this is where she will be able to actually proc the level 3 skill over here for it to reach the maximum stack and spread the effect of Decaying Reach to the other enemies. So this Decaying Reach is not just a debuff, right? It not just debuffs the haste as well as the attack, it also deals damage over time every second. Every second that this is in effect, that unit is gonna tick down to Bonnie's magical damage, and that explains why her magical damage output is really high, because on top of just this really good damage over time skill, there's also a really good AoE skill that's almost able to hit everyone on the battlefield, provided they are not invincible, provided they are not banished to the other dimension, and this skill hits all the enemies with equal damage. Very powerful AoE magical skills on top with her self-survival skill right here. So this skill is, I'll say, more of a self-survival instead of a damage, although the damage number can also be pretty impressive because this will reposition her into a safe spot when controlled by AI and then do damage at the same time. So I'll say this is more of a defensive skill where most of her damage output comes from Decay's Reach as well as her Death Mark Arrow skill right here. So the Blight Surge further enhances that damage output or speeds up that damage output, because when aging reaches the maximum stack or when an aged enemy is defeated, you are able to spread the Decay's effect to 2 other enemies. So initially it's only 1 enemy at the start of battle, but once you fulfill the condition and you have this EX weapon at level 10, you will spread it to 2 more, and then once you continue to defeat the enemy, or once that decay actually reach another maximum stack, it will continue to spread to the other enemies itself. So AoE magical damage dealers or magical damage dealers like Lily May that just does damage immediately is really helpful with Bonnie. So without further ado, let's run through one replay that I had offensively to see how the Decaying Reach works. Okay, so let's start with this one. So for this battle, I actually went with Viperion as well as Iron because they have the ultimate as well as damage at the start of battle. So right here, we have the Decaying Poison on Talyn over here, and once she's defeated, you can see the green color thing actually fly out from Talyn to actually poison the other enemies. And then when you see the left hand side, right, when our dear Shakir actually fulfills the maximum aging condition, the poison actually goes back to Talyn once again to showcase the power of this Decaying Reach spreading like a plague. Okay, so this is the video where I showcase the Decaying Reach potential. Okay, and then in a more normal setting, let's go into another battle. For example, let's take this defense for example. So I lost one and then I won one. So let's take a look at the one that I lost first, and then let's take a look at the one that we won. Okay, so this one uses Rainer against me. Okay, so this guy uses Rainer, tries to swap Bonnie, but because I have the Aladdin spell, I'm not repositioned. So right here, Bonnie debuffs the unit at the back. So I think the last unit was actually Odie. Okay, so the Lime kills off my Feresto. Coco gets the ultimate off. Okay, Bonnie uses the ultimate. So Iron pulls everyone together. And then Bonnie uses the ultimate to unleash massive AoE damage. Okay, so right here, my Bonnie actually got sniped off. And this is where we lost the fight. Right, so this is one of the weaknesses of Bonnie showcased right here. But let's take a look at the other match where our dear friend, I think he actually used the same lineup, lost. Yeah, I actually used the same lineup, but why did he lose on this one? I'm actually really curious, so let's take a look. Okay. Okay, he might have repositioned his units a little bit. So same thing, I think he tried to actually swap out my Bonnie. So we got the decaying effect on our dear Lily May as well as Odie right here. Okay, so Coco casts the ultimate. Odie chose the ultimate. Oh, I know why. Okay, so maybe for this time around, because my Iron as well as Lily May survive for a lot longer, right, combined with the effect of the decaying witch carrying over even after Bonnie's death, we are able to do a lot of damage to the opponent after our Bonnie falls in battle. So you can see the green color spirit flying around. So that's the decaying effect spreading over to the other units itself. Okay, so Lily May is also a magical damage dealer. Damien's also a magical damage dealer, so this will allow us to reach that stack a lot faster. So right now, it's Damien as well as Iron versus the rest of the world. But if we take a look at Lily May right here, you can see that she's still ticking down to our Bonnie's damage output. And as Lily May fell, the poison actually went to Feresto right here, as you guys can see. So this is one of the best showcase for Bonnie's decaying reach coming into effect even after Bonnie falls in battle. So this is just Iron 1v4ing just now. Okay, defeating them one by one and then the poison just spreading. Really, really insane stuff. And this is why even after my Bonnie fell in battle, she still did so much damage. Considering the fact that she fell super duper early in battle, if she had stayed around to spam her ultimate, she might be doing a lot more. So that's really, really crazy stuff. Okay, so there's another replay that I actually want to show, and that is this one. So this is with me just using Bonnie as the single target damage dealer together with Lily May as well as Feresto right here against Sonya. So I think Sonya is actually a really popular arena unit right now and a decently strong one, and Bonnie actually deals with Sonya super duper well. So right here, as you guys can see, one combo from Lily May as well as the plague as well as all the initial damage on Sonya almost brought her down there. And when we cast the ultimate, massive damage against the Sonya, almost more than 50%, and Lily May dance around. Off the Sonya goes. So we brought down the Sonya super fast to reduce the buffing on the enemy's team. And then our Bonnie right here is free and easy to unleash her massive damage output. So honestly speaking, initially I thought you will actually need to have Iron or just very standard AoE damage dealer to actually make Bonnie work. But it doesn't seem like the case because there's just so many good magical damage dealer to fully abuse the decaying reach ability or the stack throwing ability after death itself. So you probably want to actually put Bonnie in a magical damage team, right, compared to a physical one, so that you can trigger the effect much more consistently. And you also want to protect her because she's actually really good the longer she lasts in battle. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to talk about some of Bonnie's best partners as well as some of the things I observed using Bonnie so far. So first of all, based on all the different replays as well as damage distribution, I think a large part of Bonnie's kit is from the Decay's Reach. Because this is not just a debuff, right? It is a haze debuff as well as a attack debuff, 30% and 100% damage per second, and can be upgraded to 180% in normal arena. So it's quite powerful, and you want to enhance this skill almost immediately with other magical damage unit that is able to hit the target that is debuffed with this skill at the start of battle, or at least when the battle starts, you are able to do something to them. So this is where units like Iron, units like Elsa, that cast their skill almost immediately at the start of battle and then combo with another unit, procs out this skill immediately and partners with Bonnie super duper well. A Graveborn unit that works super duper well with our dear Bonnie is none other than Viperion, because Viperion sends out the Viper almost at the start of battle as well. So the Viper will fly to the target and start doing damage over time, which is also magical damage. So that will also proc the decay, and you can do this Viper plus decay combo to wither your opponent down should they have no way to recover quickly, because Viperion is also able to slow down the energy or reduce the energy of the opponent with the Vipers itself to slow down their energy casting. And then when you combine that with Bonnie with the haste down as well as the attack down, you're pretty much able to slow down the opponent with just these two Graveborn characters. So in my global server account, I have a way more developed Viperion, so I'll probably try Viperion out together with Bonnie there to see whether or not there's some interesting combos or teams I can build with them. Another unit which is obviously really good with Bonnie is none other than Lily May, because for Lily May's belly dance, she immediately casts it at the start of battle, and this skill hits 6 times, right? So pretty much I think all enemies will be touched by her almost immediately at the start of battle, and that's where you touch the enemy and then you proc that aging effect enhancement, and then you max out the decay switch here and allows for your Blight Surge to activate and pass on the aging effect to other enemies itself. So there are obviously a lot of other partners that just goes really well with Bonnie, but because right now the meta has a lot of really good magical units, I do think that Bonnie is gonna be a decently powerful arena powerhouse once she gets released on the global server. So that's just some initial observation. Another observation that I realized about Bonnie is that I think her weakest matchup is actually not Lily May, because she's able to apply a debuff to Lily May and then snipe her off ASAP, and her toughest matchup is actually Tarsi. So the reason why is because, like, even though you can apply a haste debuff on Tarsi to slow down the ultimate, you must be able to bring down Tarsi as fast as possible. If not, the moment Tarsi casts her first ultimate and your Lily May doesn't have the ultimate to cancel it, that's where Tarsi will just bring our Bonnie down. And even if you're able to decay Tarsi down with the second skill itself, Tarsi can come back to life. So that's one of the, I'll say, like, direct counter so far. Like, so far all the matchups that I played against a Tarsi with my Bonnie teams itself, I never won, and I think a huge part of the reason is the Tarsi matchup against Bonnie being really strong, and like my other teammates not having the kit to counter Tarsi so far. So that's my observation. So right here we're gonna showcase Bonnie against this Tarsi team. So this Tarsi is Supreme plus 3-star, Lily May Supreme plus 6-star, Fresto is Supreme plus 6-star, and then Damien Supreme plus 2-star. So all Supreme plus unit except for Reina right here. And Reina's position is a little bit off, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the exact same team setup, but I'm gonna use Bonnie in the place of Tarsi to just showcase the matchups between this Tarsi as well as Bonnie combo. Okay, so for this part I'm gonna give energy regen to Lily May, because I want Lily May to be able to spam the ultimate and have a high chance to cancel out Tarsi's ultimate itself. Then we're gonna use Reina, okay, and then put our Damien behind. So the opponent is using confining spell, so putting Damien behind will allow my Damien to take the confining spell more efficiently, I guess, right? Because probably the back 2 units will be the one that take it. So I hope it would be my Reina as well as my Damien, so that my 2 carries can output damage safely. So let's start this battle. Okay, so right here the opponent sends in the Fresto, I send in my Bonnie, and the debuff effect right now is on the Damien right here. Yeah, so the Damien died, and then the debuff effect actually spread to this Fresto over here, as you guys can see. Okay, Bonnie casts the AoE ultimate, deal damage to all the units right here, and you can see that whenever Bonnie actually casts her ultimate or uses her skill, like, even Lily May is not taking it super duper well right here. So Bonnie's damage output is definitely there, and I think the matchup between Tarsi, the toughest part is just Tarsi's ultimate usage just being able to snipe down Bonnie if the Tarsi super built up. So right here my Bonnie is safe because my Lily May managed to protect her. So this is one thing that I talked about, which is if your Lily May can cancel the Tarsi, then there's a possibility for you to win. So this is one battle that we won with Bonnie offense. Really good stuff. So this is my damage distribution. You can see that with Bonnie surviving throughout, even having a lower EX weapon than my Lily May, she does quite a bit of damage. So survival is going to be one big problem with Bonnie. So I have another replay which is against my guildie right here. So Kim Wall. So Kim Wall has a much stronger Tarsi. I think the Tarsi managed to survive, but also having Ludovic to cancel out the decay damage over time. So double support core or double healer core might be something that will slow down Bonnie's offense, because being able to heal back up will be able to sort of cancel out this effect a little bit, and then from there the other carries will melt down the whole team. So let's run through this replay. Okay, so right here we swap Bonnie in with Reyna. So for this one, I think after this, I realized that maybe I want the energy regen to be on Lily May, so that my Lily May can spam her ultimate more to prevent the opponent Tarsi from casting her ultimate. So right here, Bonnie's still doing pretty okay, but because there's a Ludovic as well as a Damien, right? And now the opponent's unit are dying, but then right here, as we cast the ultimate, I think one unit starts to fall, and then the plague will start to spread to other units, and then the other units will slowly wither down. But when the opponent is left with Tarsi right here, the Tarsi is able to get the ultimate through and then snap off all my units from there. Okay, so this is what I mean, right? Tarsi comes online. This is like a 4v3 situation. Maybe 4v3.5, because Damien's technically 3.5. So when the Tarsi casts the ultimate, we lose from there. So that is one of the observation. Okay, we're going to take on one more match and then showcase some variants in terms of like Bonnie teams, maybe Viperion if I can. So Viperion's actually really good with Bonnie, but like I don't think Viperion's actually really good against all this Wildest meta right now, although there could be some potential. I mean, we can definitely take... Okay, Naomi's Tarsi is a little bit weaker, so we can definitely give it a try. But let's see. I think against a non-sustain team, we could actually do a lot better. Yeah, so we're gonna go with Bonnie here. Okay. Tarsi is gonna spam the ultimate immediately. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna... Okay, do I want Iron here? I think I'll put Iron here, and then we put Bonnie here. Okay. So right here, Bonnie will be able to debuff the Tarsi because it's the furthest away from her. So her skill changes target based on the position. So Bonnie prioritizes targeting this target afflicted by aging. So this will cast the aging magic on the rearmost enemy. So rearmost is this one. If I put my Bonnie here, by the way, rearmost changes position based on where you put your units, because the targeting is different. So right here, I want Tarsi to be targeted so we can slow down her haste a little bit. Although slowing out Shakir is also fine, to be really honest. But the thing is, looking at this positioning, I think Shakir might not be debuffed. It should still be Tarsi. So, okay, we spread out the carries a little bit. Okay, we want Coco's ultimate to go through, so let's start the battle. We are a little bit understated, by the way. I think we should be fine. Okay, so Coco casts the ultimate. We have massive damage reduction. Cancel out the ultimate. Didn't manage to cancel the Tarsi's ultimate right here, but we do have Coco's ultimate online. So let's hope Damien heals can protect our units. Okay, Iron gets snapped down, unfortunately. Shakir managed to transform, so Bonnie transfers herself to a safer position. Okay. Okay, so Bonnie's pretty frail here, so I think I mispredicted the Tarsi combo on Arena V special, unfortunately. So that's that. But yeah, you guys can see how frail she can be in battle itself. So that's one thing to consider. Like, Bonnie is amazing glass cannon, but then one thing to consider is factional talent. So you can take a look at the team, right? These are like some of the more meta PvP characters. Right now, Graveborn has a few decent ones. Viperion's okay. Torrent's still really strong there, but other than that, I think a lot of the Graveborn units... Okay, Ludovic is fine as well. So if I had a stronger Ludovic here, I'll probably pair Ludovic with her. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So in the next few days, I'll probably be testing her more with regards to the PvP side as well as the Supreme Arena side, because I think that's where she really shines, at least based on the initial observation. I'll also try to get her to Supreme Plus on my main account and then do some play testing there with more team building variety to talk about the best PvP teams as well as best PvE teams for Bonnie. Stay tuned for that, and thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.